Alright, for the record, I'll get your name and your occupation and what do you do?
So my name is Dylan Smeaton. I'm a certified body talk practitioner at the South Okanagan Naturopathic Clinic here in Penticton. And I practice body talk. And body talk is an alternative healthcare modality that helps identify stress factors and how stress gets stored in the body by different areas of the body, which orientate to different areas of the psyche.
Awesome. And we just had a talk here at the Wild Scallion at a local Sporting Locals event, a meeting of the minds, and you were giving a talk about the influence of the gut in relationship with the brain, and you also touched a little bit on the Bill Gates Foundation, Henry Kissinger's depopulation agenda, and you're talking about all these different aspects of our society that are not necessarily widely known, but they're very important in the fact that they're the people that are controlling our lives.
Absolutely.
How would you come about to exposing these people or helping yourself or your community bring attention and awareness to these controllers, if you want, controllers of humanity? And what are your solutions for these problems that you brought up?
It's interesting because the way I look at the world, I almost look at it as a reflection of the body, which is kind of a weird way to put it, but microscopically, when we look at the body, an unhealthy body is somebody who is divisive, secretive, unhappy, miserable in a lot of ways. And so when the body is healthy, it's naturally joyful. It's naturally in bliss, in a state of peace. So when I look at some of the foundations like the Bill Gates Foundation or the Kissingers or Rockefellers, whatever, a lot of the practices that they preach are actually, like if they were microscopically into the body, they would be unhealthy factors for the body, that type of thinking, that type of way of practicing life. So in a lot of ways, I find that there's hypocrisy that go on in the very highest levels of the government and finance areas of the world. So for me personally, I feel it's kind of important to make sure that we understand not the spiritual side of life, because I don't want to use that New Age term, but the mental health aspect about how we can all communicate and how we can all try and work together, what those solutions would be. For me, it's about little things like getting exercise, but making sure everyone's getting exercise, making sure that we're all not feeling isolated or insecure, but actually making us all feel like we're all part of one entity, one organism together, which is the self-aware universe, right? So for me, it's about making sure connectivity and the processes are in place to make sure that people have the tools that they need to be the people that they want to become, right? Living up to human potential, essentially, right? And because I deal with that health, like I said, I try and help people live up to their full potential of health. Like I said, there's people who try and limit human potential through genetically modified foods or stunting education or weather modification, whatever crap you want to use.
Vaccinations.
Vaccinations, another example, perfect. So people who stunt human potential are hypocritical of trying to make the world a better place, right? They're intentionally trying to block human progress.
I like how you're touching on the fact that the outside world is a representation of our inside world as well. And if we are to put our attention on those nefarious parts of the outside world, it's the same way. And when you do your practice of the body talk, someone is not feeling well and he doesn't know what's really going on with their body, but you put the attention on that part of the body that needs attention or needs some healing or whatever, and then all of a sudden the person who has that illness or something all of a sudden realizes that that's been there. Maybe he hasn't realized it before.
Totally.
And now that he has his attention on it, he can actually heal himself. So in a certain way, the world outside here is like we're like a human organism, a huge organism, and if we haven't put our attention yet on the bad parts or the nasty
parts of ourselves that we're not aware of, right?
Oh yeah, and the things that are actually like hurting us, we can bring our attention to that and actually localize the problem and try and fix it. So
absolutely.
So
self-awareness is really important. In Taoist theory, actually, they believe that your negativity, so to speak, leads to your greatest positivity, because through confrontation, you can become aware of whatever your problems are, right? So through confrontation comes resolution and comes evolution, right? So becoming aware of parts of yourself that need to evolve, you can ultimately become positive. Because when you look at a baby, for example, right, or you look at a child in general, their natural state is pretty zen-like, and when they start to freak out, when they start to cry about something, they're obviously in that state of need, right? So if we can try to once we identify whatever that state of need is, and from there they go back to their zen state, right? So a blissful state is the natural state of being, essentially. It wants to have a homeostatic way of life, essentially. It wants to live, wants to survive, wants to be happy. So happiness is like the default setting that we all have, and so yeah, man, when you're becoming aware of I don't want to use the word dark side, but when you become aware of the parts of yourself that need to evolve, the world just evolves naturally with it.
Awesome. And so for everyone out there listening or watching this, where can we find Dylan on the interwebs or in the world?
So my website is www.beingwellnessandhealing.com. That's B-E-I-N-G, a human being. Or it's also like, it's a double entendre. It's like being wellness or being happy, being sad, beingwellnessandhealing.com. We're on Facebook and website as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gabe. Thank you for the opportunity. It was a lot of fun.
All right.